Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's been a little bit of time since Across the Timeways launched the latest Hearthstone expansion, and what we like to do on this channel for every expansion, every mini set, is hop over to HSreplay, head over to the cards section, and no, we're not going to see what the most broken cards are. We talk about those all the time, but yes, we're going to take a look at what the worst of the worst performing cards so far. We're going to sort since the expansion went live across the timeways, Diamond through Legend, and we're going to look at only class cards because, well, neutrals aren't really supposed to be that good. And do you really want to see a video just about the Rager? Yes, the Rager is the worst. It's pretty darn bad. And we're going to rank it based on drawn win rate. So the better the card is when you draw it, well, the better your win rate should be in theory. It's not the perfect indicator, but it's what we're going to go with. And a lot of the times, a lot of these cards end up getting buffs, so it should be a lot of fun to see what happens. Before we get to number 10, I want to give an honorable shout out, or dishonorable mention, I guess, to the lowest ranked legendary. Yet again, it seems like a popular trend, a rogue one, Time Admiral Hooktail. Didn't quite make the top 10, but I did want to mention that card is the worst legendary, meaning there are no legendaries on this list, which I don't know if I've ever had that happen before. At number 10, we have a Hunter card here in the Epoch Stalker, a 6 mana 3/4 beast. It has Rush and Elusive, Battle Cry. Summon a copy of this. This card is in 0.02% of decks, has been played all of 310 times, and has a drawn win rate of 36.4%. There's just no purpose for this card right now, right? Hand Buff Hunter got nerfed multiple times, and Imbue Hunter, well, it just isn't worth it just to get another, Rush minion that could copy itself. You already have minions that could get a lot more benefits, including like the whole, the guy that if it hits a minion overkills and can go face. Sees no play, and Imbue Hunter's not great, and this card's just too honest for today's game. No real synergy, and as a result, it's number 10 on the list. At number 9, we have the Druid minion here in the Keldori Cultivator, a 3 mana 3/4 Battle Cry. You discover 2 beasts, put them on the bottom of your deck with +5/+5. It is in 0.07% of decks, has been played 2,300 times, one of the higher ones on this list, and has a drawn win rate of 36.1%. The Krona deck in particular, right? Putting cards at the bottom, discounting them, then drawing them later, hasn't taken off. I'm actually been quite surprised that it hasn't worked out quite yet, and I guess it's a good thing because it's a giant scam deck, but this really needs that archetype to work for this card to be good, and I don't even think you would want to play this card in there because you can't reliably get a beast that you really want, right? And sure, it helps in the fatigue game or whatever, but overall, it's showing that it's not super hot, and yeah, that Druid archetype hasn't been working. There is Greybow Taunt Druid that's doing okay right now, especially against the Warriors, but you don't want a Cultivator messing that up. At number 8, we have a card that I'm not surprised to see on this list, and probably, yeah, it is the most played card on this list in the Timeway Warden, the Demon Hunter minion, a 4 mana 2/6 with Battle Cry. Imprison an enemy minion, it goes dormant for 10,000 turns. Death Rattle, awaken it. It is in 0.1% of decks, has been played 4,200 times, and has a drawn win rate of 35.6%. And considering most people that play this card are playing it to try and win by, permanently making things go dormant, right? If you silence this or bounce it, that minion will never wake up. There's not a possibility for 10,000 turns in a game, even if you're in a control warrior mirror somehow with this card. The max turn limit in Hearthstone is 45. So the flavor is amazing. I love that they actually show the progress for each 10,000 turns. As long as that's going on, it's hilarious. But it's allowed Mark to do some combos, but overall, the win rate's bad. It's pretty silly. It's a meme kind of card for now, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, it is definitely not the most effective card out there. And number 7, we have a Hunter card in the Ticking Time Bomb. It is a 2 mana 1/1 mech with Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion. It's a 0.03% of decks, has been played 670 times, and has a drawn win rate of 34.6%. This is not a terrible card. There is no deck for this. There's no real death rattle synergies or mech stuff going on in Hunter. It's pretty much worse than Spider Bomb, right? That old card, even though it's cheaper, that had magnetic, and that really needed the mech support to make that work. Back in the day, there was actually mech support and death rattle support at the same time. So that card saw play, but yeah, right now it's waiting for that clock to tick down to find some time to see play, because it's not quite happening yet. And number 6, we have a Death Knight card in the Liferender, a 3-mana 3/4 undead, no rune requirement on the card. Battle Cry: if your hero's health changed this turn, deal 6 damage to an enemy minion. It's a 0.03% of decks. It has been played 500 times and has a drawn win rate of 32.8%, which is not particularly great. And again, even though Deathlight does have like the leeches, although that doesn't synergize with this at all because that's end of turn, but you can hit with the weapon or get some lifesteal. It's just like kind of removal-ish on a 3/4. It's kind of clunky. There's not much synergy going on with it. It's not like Deathlight really struggles to remove stuff. And even in Arena, I don't love picking this card. It's usually just a spider tank. And in today's Arena, that ain't good enough these days. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, the card not doing a ton, but it didn't quite crack the top 5, which starts off with a card that I cannot believe is 5th and not 1st. Because this thing is, I wanted to give it a 0 when I reviewed it, and that is Anomalize, the 7-mana arcane spell for Mage, where you summon a random 10 and 1 cost minion, you scramble their stats. It is in 0.01% of decks, has been played 190 times, and has a drawn win rate of 31.6%. I kid you not, the first time I played this, I thought it was bugged. I'm like, stats are so bad on my minions here. Did it not like jumble it properly? And then I had people like, no, that's it did the right thing. It's just that bad a card where there's like not a lot of great 10 drops to get a ton of stats, and you got 1 drops that never have much stats, so you're just getting for 7 mana 2 kind of crappy minions, or you hit Dungar and it's horrendous, right? This card is so bad, I have no idea how it's number 5. I guess because nobody's playing it, and the few that have played it still lose a ton, but not enough to make it the worst card on here, because yes, it gets even worse from here with at number 4, the Warrior card, the Undefeated Champion. Apparently he's been defeated a lot. It is a 13/13 8-mana rush battle cry minion with fill your opponent's board with random 1 cost minions. It is in 0.01% of decks, has been played 150 times, and has a drawn win rate of 30.5%. Yet playing something this big could be kind of neat, but when you fill your opponent's board and yeah, you got For Glory and I could draw some cards for 0, it's terrible. It's not worth cheating out, as it's just a 13/13. It doesn't even have charge. I don't know what you're supposed to do with this in the current game. And yeah, you give your opponent a taunt, or I guess somehow poise this. In Wild, you got the Rogue card, right? Overall, I don't know what you're supposed to do with this other than play it in your deck, and maybe this is why the win rate's a little bit higher. Give it the dark gift of charge, and then maybe you can do something with it. But overall, it is a very, very bad card. At number 3, we have a Druid card, which actually Druid makes up 2 of the top 3. They got some bad cards this set. With Druid of Regrowth, a 6-mana 3/5 minion with Rewind, meaning you can try again and also make the animations go really long. Battle Cry, you cast 2 random nature spells. It is in 0.02% of decks, has been played 430 times, and has a drawn win rate of 27.3%. And just the average nature spell sucks. Like, they're not really targeted. They're not really filling your board for the most part. It's just not going to do a lot. And even with the Rewind, it's super underwhelming. In Wild, maybe there's a lot more cool big nature spells, but in Standard, there's just not really much to scam with this. And also, what archetype are you playing this? And Druid's not flourishing at the moment outside of some niche decks that require very specific things. As a result, this card is complete unplayable garbage, and I don't even know if it was 5, maybe 4 mana it would see play, but at 6, it is one of the worst cards so far. And then on number 2, we basically have no data on this card. Nobody is playing this, but the little data we have is terrible. And this was another card I wanted to give a 0 in that major review. The Temporal Construct, a 7 mana 5/5 elemental with a battle cry, deal 5 damage to an enemy minion, draw cards equal to the excess damage. So yeah, it's in 0% of decks. It has been played 49 times, at least with HSreplay users at Diamond through Legend since the expansion went live, with a drawn win rate of 27%. Like, you need a low health minion to be on the board from your opponent. You need to commit 7 mana on a 5/5 that can draw you up to 4 cards. Like, 4 cards can be all right, but it's just so unbelievably expensive, so bad. And Elemental Mage is still a decent deck in the meta, but they're not playing a 7 mana draw some cards. They already got 3 mana draw 3 and 2 mana draw 3 if they want, and some don't even run that. It's just completely overcosted. I even said when I review this could be 5 mana, and I don't know if it would see play, and I still feel that way. And yeah, clearly at 7, it's literally not seeing any play. It is a stinker. And a number 1, to probably very few people surprised that this card's on the list, it was destined to be, maybe in an alternate reality, wouldn't have been. Yes, the 2 mana spell, alternate reality for Druid. Replace your hand and deck with random choose 1 cards from the past. They cost 1 less. This is in 0.02% of decks, has been played 400 times, and has a drawn win rate of 25.6%. Random choose 1 cards suck. They're not good. There's so many bad ones in Wild. Maybe if it like combined the effects, this card could have a chance. But no, you just get the choose 1 cards and then cost 1 less. How is that winning you the game? It really isn't. And even for a meme, like, it's not that good of one, because choose 1 card is just, again, how are you getting that spectacular high roll? It is kind of funny. I think the bug still exists where you can get the classic version of choose 1 cards, like the classic version Druid of the Claw, because apparently classic mode is still somewhere in the game, and the game still pulls from those assets for some things, apparently this, but no, we can't play with that mode ever, or twist because reasons. But yeah, if you want to try and access those cards, you could play alternate reality. Just be aware you're playing the worst class card from this expansion so far. So there you go. Let me know which cards surprised you that are on the list, surprised you that aren't, like Dethrone that just missed the cut as well at number 11, another horrendous card. And we'll see if any of these get buffed in the usual like mid expansion buff patch. We could probably argue that every one of these cards you could buff, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.